You are listening to The Art of Sales. Everyone sells every day, and this is your source for conversational, real-world sales and prospecting methods that you are comfortable using and that get results. You'll help people buy instead of pushing them into being sold. Here's your host, Art Subcheck.
Do you handle inquiries in your business, either over the phone or through the web? If so, these are your most valuable sources of potential new business. And quite often, these situations are mishandled. And I need to share an example here with you. And I would put this in the, I just have to shake my head in amazement file under the following up on leads category. So I'm just going to rant about this experience here. There are so many sales lessons. So I was looking for some office space to rent, and actually not even office space, just any kind of space for shooting video. I needed to get my lights and backdrops and tripods and all that stuff out of my house. And I had very specific needs that could have easily been met by any number of property owners and managers who had some spare space. So I went online after hours, did some searching for listings in the area of town that I wanted, and I filled out at least 10 online forms stating very specifically what I was looking for. Also, what I was looking to pay, and that I was ready to rent today. All right, keywords. I was a buyer. All right, so what were the results? Well, one rep got back to me the next day by email saying he didn't have anything. Now, there was no offer for a referral to a colleague. I mean, don't these people talk to each other? There was no "Thanks for thinking of us. If you get to the point where you're looking for more full service, larger space, I would enjoy working with you." None of that. And then 2 days later, I got an email from a rep with another property. And it was pretty much a template with attachments of brochures for several of their properties, none of which came close to the criteria that I very clearly stated in my inquiry. It was obvious she paid no attention to what I specifically said I needed. And in her canned email, she wrote that she'd like to set up a time for me to come by one of her properties and learn what my requirements were. Really? On the third day after filling out the forms, I got another template email from a corporate property management office thanking me for my interest. And that had links to their various properties and, get this, asked me to fill out a form on their site that asked me about my requirements. Seriously, you can't make this stuff up. Also on the third day, one rep sent an email saying that he didn't have exactly what I was looking for, but sent me information on something that was close, but still bigger and more expensive than what I needed. He actually read what I filled out. Bonus points for him. The only call I got from these forms was 5 days afterwards. It was from a local rep from the corporate management company I mentioned earlier. I asked him why he didn't call sooner, and then he kind of sheepishly admitted that he just got the lead 5 days later, and that's the way they work. Again, amazing. Now, I did get a call the first day I filled out the forms. See, what I also did was I placed an ad on Craigslist in the property category, also with my very specific criteria. Now, the call came in within an hour of the ad going live. It was from a building owner who had space that was bigger and more expensive than what I said I needed. So I thanked him for the call, and then he said, "Well, why don't you come take a look at some pictures, and if it looks good, we can talk about price later." I thought, okay, well, that's good. So he sent the pictures. I liked the space. Actually, I liked it a lot. Then he called back an hour later. Now I was getting interested. I told him it was still more than what I was looking to pay since I wasn't looking for something that big. And he said he was motivated to just get someone in there. Now, that's not a great negotiating tactic, but let's continue on here. So I went to look at it. He knew I wouldn't take the time to come and look at it if I wasn't somewhat serious myself. So bottom line is we talked, and then he made me an offer. He dropped his price, not to what I originally wanted to pay, but we went back and forth a little bit, and we reached an agreement on a rate that was a little bit more than what I wanted to pay, but I like the space. Now, let's look at all the sales lessons here. First of all, a lead is like a burning match. The fire, which represents interest and opportunity, will go out quickly. You want to jump on these as soon as you get them. Next, one person who is motivated and cares can outsell a huge corporation that has inefficient, impersonal systems and employees who are just collecting a paycheck. Next, despite someone saying your price is outside of their budget, keep in mind that a budget is usually just an adjustable, nebulous thing. And there almost always is that person out there who can make a decision to go outside of it if they see a reason to do so. What someone really wants will override what someone thinks they just need. So find out what that want is, and you're going to find your selling is a lot easier with your inquiries. All right, hey, you know what time it is.
Your attitude will be iron every way, you'll never feel what they say. It's the art of the sales, quote of the day.
That's right, time for the quote of the day. And today's quote comes from, and I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce the name, Mehmet Murat Ildan, who's a Turkish author. And he said, to ascend faster on the stairs of life, keep the thinking shorter, think fast, and act fast. And that applies to your handling of inquiries, right? Hey, if you're getting value from this show, would you do a favor for a couple of your friends? Yeah, that's right. Let them know about this show so they can benefit as well. Send them to our show site, theartofsales.com, theartofsales.com. They'll appreciate you, and of course, so will I. I already do. And thank you so much for investing your valuable sales time with me. Until next time, go out and make it your best sales day ever. I'm Art Sobczak.